Good morning. Oh, that sounded a bit cloggy, didn't it? I was not going to film a video today. Or if I was going to film a video, I thought I'd film it later in the afternoon after lunch. And, when I was feeling a bit chilled out. But I've been thinking about my camera and lighting situation. And I thought, you know what? Oof, look at this mess. Wipes. I've been thinking about my camera and lighting situation, which, look, it's not flash. It's my phone, and I'm using a hand-me-down light from hubby, which he was using in his office for his video calls for work. And I was using this thing that was balanced on you-know-who before, and it's just not been great because it kind of gets a bit wonky and it's not entirely stable. So if I even jiggle a little bit, it like, because you-know-who is round, it kind of just slides off it a bit. So I've got this situation where I'm using a light from hubby, but it's got a clamp for my phone, but it's a bit further away. So this is kind of what it's looking like, and I'm testing it out. And it means I'm looking down in my mirror here. You can see my mirror now because it's actually a little bit further away, and there's no good, easy way for me to like zoom in with my phone camera anyway. So therefore, this is the situation, and I'm going to be looking down, and I have no idea what happens when I'm looking down and all of that. And you know what it's like here, where we're pretty cash. So, this is what it is. Hubby just brought me a cup of coffee, which is delicious. So I'm going to drink that and get ready. It's Sunday. We're not going anywhere. I mean, we might run out to Aldi just for some groceries. And aside from that, that's pretty much it. I'm planning a kind of a noodle dish today for lunch with just whatever is in the fridge. So it's just going to be something I'm throwing together. It's not going to be fancy or challenging or difficult. So I'm just gonna get ready, put stuff on my face, and we will see how we go. I am actually going to, where is it? I have to find it. This is, stuff, you might actually see more of what's around me. Why can I not find it? I am looking for here we go. Now I'm gonna kind of like do this right to get it close and hope it focuses. Is it? I don't know. This is I don't know if you remember, but I made a couple of videos testing out that viral red TirTir cushion foundation where I got like little sample sachets. There's a heap of it left, and I thought I'd use it today. I don't know that that's such a good idea because, that foundation is kind of intense. My lip balm is the Lanolips lip balm in the Jellybalm in cherry. It comes in a tube, but I've just put it in this little pot because I like using it in a little pot. For whatever reason, I'm being weird at the moment, and I don't like things in little tubes that I have to squeeze out because it annoys me. That might change at some later stage, but at the moment, that is the current state of events. So because I'm using the TirTir, I need, if I remember correctly from last time, I need a glowier primer. So we are going to use the Kind Collective Miracle Glow Skin Serum. This actually comes in a little pipette bottle, but I've put it in here because pipettes drive me crazy. Pipettes, dropper bottles. So I'm just gonna use that. This is in the color Champagne. So it's a Kind Collective Miracle Glow Skin Serum in the Champagne shade. It is a really nice serum primer. And I don't know how they do it. I think I've said this before. But they've managed to make it glowy and blurring at the same time. And it is insanely good. But look at that glow. It is really glowy. Tell me what you think about this. I do have some older videos that'll probably go up after this or in between where, you know, I might be filming sort of more, what do you call that? Sorry, my brain sometimes stops. Where I will be filming, or I had filmed it with a different setup where I was actually a lot closer to the camera because the camera was on you know who. I'm gonna leave you know who is actually like right here, which is a good foot 30 centimeters in distance. So that's why I'm further away. Maybe this way you don't get to see the blemishes and the pores nearly as much. Okay, I'm going in with the TirTir. Wish me luck. I haven't really used it that much since the last time I tried it, but I think I need to work in sections. Because it does set pretty quickly. Sorry, it's hard to bounce foundation on my face and talk at the same time, and I kind of feel weird because I'm looking down in the mirror and the mirror is kind of like at a weird angle. I'm look like the mirror is, normally I have the mirror like this, right, where I can see myself, but I'm trying not to look down too much. So now the mirror is like I'm looking at my own nostrils, which is just really, really strange. I don't have anything interesting to talk about today, honestly. Maybe I'll tell you a few things on the work front. I don't know if anybody's interested or not, but I work in publishing. I think I've mentioned this before. And I have a kind of like a work sort of YouTube channel, which includes like book things and, you know, audiobooks and musical interpretations of short stories from author clients and things like that. It's always linked down below. So, you know, if you've got a few minutes and you want to listen to a really cute, fun short story, go there. It's Deanna's World, and it's at Deanna's World. So not terribly difficult to find. I have used so little. You saw how little I used, right? I'm not even dipping into the pot. I'm just like picking up a little bit from the side. And I have to say, this foundation has an insane level of coverage. And I think I stand by what I said before, which is you need to know how to use this correctly. You really do. Because otherwise it's just not going to cooperate. Just a touch more. I have redness on my cheeks. But anyway, yes. So on the work channel, I'm you know, I've talked about the fact that my health hasn't been good. I haven't actually been as active on my work channel as I would have liked to be, and fortunately, you know, my clients have been very, very understanding, but I'm kind of backed up. I have quite a few short stories I need to edit. I've got a new short story client that I'm working on. Echo will know this. It's Sage, and I've done her first short story and uploaded it to my work channel. And her stories are lovely, like really lovely. They're short, like sort of crime thriller with a tiny romantic element, and they're super duper fun. So if you're wanting a second opinion on them, ask Echo, because she's listened / watched them. They're in audio. Sage is not actually planning on doing everything in audio. She is planning on publishing a collection of short stories at some point. So the first one that went up in audio was actually just kind of a bit of a teaser, and I had a lot of fun doing that. I had a lot of fun editing it and doing the artwork and doing the cover and all of that, and I have to say that her series of covers is probably some of my best work. But because there's no like fixed release deadline, you know, we're kind of working on it slowly, because Sage has a day job too. A lot of authors do, believe it or not. Not very many authors actually write full time. And most of my clients, bar one, I think, have day jobs. Okay, I'm blended. I'm looking very, very covered, but still glowy. I'm trying to decide if I need some powder, because I don't want to end up looking cakey. I'm gonna put on some like cream. What I'm gonna do is do all cream products, and then my camera just wobbled, and I don't know why it wobbled, because I'm like very far away from it and I'm not actually touching it, but something's made it wobble. Anyway, or maybe I was wobbling. Who knows? If you see a wobble, let me know. Echo, that's you. I'm talking to you. Yeah, so I think I'm just gonna do some cream products, because I don't want to I'll do cream products and then I'll set everything lightly with just a finishing powder. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I am going to have to sit back, grab a plate. We know this plate. I use this a lot. And I think I'm just gonna use whatever's in front of me. This is so that was the TirTir Red Cushion Foundation. And this was in the shade, actually it's very, I can't actually say what shade it was, because I've basically mixed all the shades from the fair or the light sachet sample packet. That is wobbling again. I don't know why it's wobbling. Why are you wobbling? Is it because of this? Okay, I've moved the thing that was on you know who that was connected. It still wobbled. Oh, I'm gonna have to look back on this footage and actually see if I see the wobble, because that would drive me crazy. And then that would be like another option that I'm like, okay, I can't do this because it wobbles. And it's randomly it's randomly wobbling. I don't understand, because it's not actually connected to anything else. It's connected to a shelf that's bolted to the wall, like behind my camera. So why are you wobbling? Maybe we're having an earthquake or tremors and I don't know. See, it's wobbling again. Why are you wobbling? What's causing the wobbling? Maybe my house is wobbling. I don't know. It's a mystery that I am going to have to solve. Okay. What was I saying? Yes, the red TirTir cushion foundation. I do not know what shade that is that I just put on, because it was basically a sachet of 6 different colors, and this was the second to lightest option, because they had a like super fair one, and then I think they had a fair light one, and then it's like light, medium, tan, deep, or whatever, that had the entire range. And I picked the second to lightest one because the second to lightest had within it like the 21, 22, 21 and 23, which is sort of like around the shades I know works for me in Korean like numbering systems, sort of. So that's kind of what I did. And okay, so blush, I'm just grabbing whatever's on my table in my makeup basket that I use to film my makeup diaries, which I think I will do today because it is overflowing. Like I don't even want to lift it up to show you, because if I lifted it up to show you, everything will fall. And anyway, so blush today, I'm going to use the Mecca Max Off Duty blush stick in the shade Juicy. It's just like this. It's like this. I'm very bad at showing people things because I get to talking and I forget. And I'm just going to grab a brush and start applying. So yes, my work YouTube channel is basically book things, all the book things, and that includes, you know, short story audiobooks, some musical interpretations of some stories that my other short story client Emma's done. I host it for them for 2 reasons. 1, because they don't want to do it themselves, and 2, because while teeny tiny, very small, I do have more followers on my other YouTube channel than they have, which is like 0. So we need to work on promo and social media, but it's really hard. It's really hard. Okay, the bed is partially made because, you know, and there's no hubby today because hubby's in the office, but it is getting very hot. It's supposed to be like 35 degrees today, and it's already boiling, and it's hot. So I'm gonna go turn the air conditioner on because I feel like I'm about to just melt. Okay, and I had a dress on, so no pants, but dress. So that kind of counts. Yes, so, you know, the social media stuff is really hard. But I had some book reviews on there from the past. I have. There are interviews with other authors. There's just all sorts of, like, stuff. And I'm trying to put some effort back into it. Yes, I know it looks crazy right now, but stay with me. It'll sort itself out. I am looking very glowy, but not too cakey. And I don't want to end up looking cakey, which is why I just want to only do like a dusting of finishing powder. I am so warm. Okay. I'm just wiping the plate back down with a wipe. And what am I doing next? eyes. I've changed the method that I do my eyes. I don't know if it's necessarily the best or the right thing to do, but you know, that's the thing with makeup, right? We kind of just keep experimenting and chopping and changing and things like that. And what I have been doing is, I'm going to find my brush, is doing my eyes first before I do my brows. Mainly because then I don't mess up my brows, and who knows if that works. But I'm just taking a little bit of my Urban Decay 24/7 concealer pencil in DEA and just putting a little bit under here to deal with that little bit of extra brow tail that was left over from a long time ago. And on this side I'm just balancing things out, plus it just looks a little neater. I feel like I'm so far away. It just feels so far away, but yeah, we'll see. You guys have seen this a gajillion times. And I am still, well, actually, I am still working on my Too Faced Shadow Insurance eyeshadow primer, but I recently dug out my MAC Paint Pot in Indianwood. Who remembers MAC paint pots? They were very, very popular back in the day, and they are amazing. This is sort of like a coppery, bronzy color, and it's gorgeous. And I thought, you know what? I'm just gonna start using this as a base as well as a eyeshadow. So yesterday I actually used it, I just applied it and blended out the edges, and it's really pretty just on its own. And this stuff has incredible staying incredible staying power, and it looks really, really, really lovely. So I think today what I'm gonna do is just put this on, whack on some highlighter that's too dark for my face on my eyeballs, and blend it out and call it a day. So the highlighter I am using is the Models Prefer Luminous Luxe highlighter in the shade Ethereal. It looks like this. I like that it's wavy like that. It's actually very cool. I do like it. And I'm just gonna grab a brush, just a MAC 239, a very old MAC 239 brush, and I'm just picking some of that up and just adding a little bit to, not so much set, because the MAC Paint Pot, believe it or not, doesn't actually need setting, because it'll set on its own and then it doesn't budge, but just to oomph up the shine. I like shimmery eyeshadow. I know you hear a lot of people say, oh, you know, if you're a certain age, you shouldn't use shimmery eyeshadow because it makes you look old. I am old, okay? I am old. So it is what it is, and I'm just gonna use what I like. But anyway, back to the work channel front. I still haven't done the video. I've been meaning to do a video of like what I actually do for work. I will get to it eventually. On the work channel front, that's Deanna's World. Plug. I'm really bad at this stuff, okay? Give me a break. I'm an editor, okay? And I you know, I'm not a marketer. Blending brush. Here we go. I'm just using my Ulta Beauty single eyeshadow in Camel, which we have seen a million times, to just blend out the edges. Yeah, so I've been trying. Look, a lot of the work stuff kind of went on by the wayside when I, was unwell, and I kind of had to back off on a lot of stuff in the last couple of years, and I didn't do, much of Emma's. Like, I'm way behind on Emma's stories and editing. I've got 3 sitting in my inbox waiting to be edited. I've read them, they're really good, but they need editing, and then they need production, and they need covers, and all that sort of stuff. And so I need to get that done. But I'm making an effort. So there have been a couple of videos that I've uploaded to the work channel in the last couple of weeks. I did one of my favorite narrator. His name is Thomas Locklear, and he is phenomenal. I mean, if you wanted a voice to swoon over, Thomas is your guy. But anyway, so funny story, or funny to me. I thought it was really cute. But once upon a time, and this is maybe a year or 2 ago, it was a while ago, I said to Thomas, and Thomas is just the nicest, loveliest guy. Okay, he's such a sweet, sweet man. I said to Thomas, I like your voice so much, I would listen to you read the back of a cereal box. So the cheeky bugger, you know what he did? He actually sent me a clip of him reading the back of a cereal box. And I had used it for some promo stuff for him on TikTok a long time ago, and we all know how I feel about that platform. But anyway, I decided to resurrect it and put it up on my work YouTube channel, which I think has got like a very, very sad 11 views. So, go over there and please go over there and give it some love. It needs love. And Thomas totally needs some love because he really deserves it. He is just the most amazing, has just the most amazing voice. Anyway, so I put that up, and then I put, what else did I put up? I put up a podcast interview discussion about Sage. I put up Sage's short story, her debut short story. And this morning I woke up, I'm still blending because I am making an effort to do better at blending my eyeshadow, so it doesn't look like I just plunked it there. What do you think? It looks a lot better up close than it does in the distance, which is actually a good thing, because this tells me when I look at it like this that it just needs to look a little bit more seamless. But I think it's the problem with my eyeball and the way it's shaped, because it makes everything look really dark right in here no matter what I do. And so in real life it actually looks really, really nicely blended, but on camera it just kind of looks like I haven't done much. And this is my good eye, so this eye always looks a lot better blended than this eye. So there's that. But yeah, so this morning I wake up and I thought, you know what I'm going to do? I am going to make a video of what I'm currently reading, because it's a book channel, and plonk it up on that on that words, Deanna, on my Deanna's World work channel. Oh, what did I just do? Yep. Okay, this is the Essence The Nude Edition eyeshadow palette. It looks like this. And I just used that lightest shade to blend out my eyeballs. And now I'm using my Wet n Wild Reserve Your Cabana powder. And I am just gonna do a little bit more, just blending all over the entire lid. And hopefully that just helps to make everything a lot more seamless. I love this brush, by the way. It's the I think it's a knockoff of a Hourglass brush. It's that Mange brand. Because your girl cannot afford a real Hourglass brush. Let's just face it. I mean, one of their brushes is, I don't know, like $50 to $100 for one brush. This was $2 or $3 or something like that. But this brush is kind of like too big for like eyeshadow application, but I found that it's really, really good for just an all over blend, and it does it really, really nicely. Anyway, so eyebrows. I'm almost done, by the way. And what was I talking about? Oh yes, so it's a book channel, and I was thinking that what I will do is put together a video, throw together a really quick video. I recently learned how to do a screen video capture of my iPad and iPhone. I know there are people who have been doing it for ages, not me. And anyway, so it's a bit messy, looking a bit messy. I am thinking that I might do a video of what I'm currently reading and put it up. Maybe, I don't know, not terribly often, maybe once a month. On my website, one of my most popular and longest running posts, and I actually hit 100 posts of that, is the What Deanna Read. And so I've been doing What Deanna Read for 8 years, or almost 8 years. And that's basically just a monthly recap of all the books I've read, and just mentioning a couple of, you know, standout books and things like that. So if you want to go and check out my website and find out what I read, that's down in the description as well. Plug. It's just fun, you know, book stuff for people who like reading. I actually, many years ago, I mean, we're talking 14, 15 years ago, I started off as a book reviewer and a book blogger before I got a little excited with the brow. So I'm trying to blend it out. Before I ended up, you know, with a sort of, I guess, second, third retirement, whatever you want to call it, career in publishing, doing, you know, editing, proofreading, critiquing, you know, author services and all that sort of stuff. So that career, I love it, by the way. I love my job. That was a long time. It was a long time in coming, because my background is actually in IT. And that's another story. And you know me, I like telling stories, so maybe one day I will tell that story. Okay, this brow is going on a lot better and looking a lot less feral. Sorry. I know the cheeks are still looking a bit insane, but stay with me. It'll work out in the end. Anyway, so I'm thinking of doing a video today on what I'm currently reading, and posting that to my what do you call that, work channel. Oh dear, the brows they're not even sisters. Oh my god, they're complete strangers. Oh my word. I think my problem was I was trying to talk and do my brows at the same time, and that's a mistake. Okay, I'm going to stop here with that because otherwise it's just going to get a little bit even more insane. And then I'm just going to grab my, where is it? There we go. Anastasia Brow Wiz in dark brown. And just hopefully this step will calm everything down and my brows would look a little bit more under control. I have to say, even with all the different brow things that I have been using, I think the Anastasia Brow Wiz is still my favorite. I mean, the Models Prefer one is really nice. The She Glam one was nice. I kind of got used to it, but I have to admit that there's something to be said about the quality of the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz, despite the astronomical price. So, you know, for some people, it probably is worth it because it is actually very, very good. And I'm trying to tame the front of this part because it is just looking absolutely insane. But yes, so I'm thinking I will toss up a video on what I'm reading. Well, I'm currently reading. I might do it once a month if I remember. I have to admit the work channel has been very, very, very sadly neglected. I think I need to finish my coffee because it's getting cold. I think that actually I am going to use my Numbuzin 1 Plus Pantothenic B5 Active Drying Powder. It's like that. It's actually this little blue color, but I've put a little bit of gaffer tape, which is like a fabric tape that's a bit textured and rough around it, because then it makes it easier for me to grip and open it, because old lady hands. Oh, I kind of got a little excited. Okay, that might be a little bit more powder than I needed, but let's try it with this brush, because this brush does a really good job of diffusing. Oh yes, this is nice. It's taken down, you can see immediately, it's taken down the glow. But I'm also looking way paler now. But that's partly the lighting as well. I'm not putting this brush on the blush because I do not want it to pick up all that pigment. So I'm going to use a different brush for that. That would be, where is it? Ugh. Quit hiding from me. There we go. This one. The smaller one. I actually tapped the powder on my little plate, but oh my goodness, I've got so much excess powder. So we're just gonna blend. In real life, okay, believe it or not, this actually does not look nearly as bright and pigmented like right there compared to like what it's showing up on camera. But I use this technique all the time where I apply the blush, I kind of let it sit until I'm done. This side always looks extra pigmented because I have redness underneath. So I'm never very good at applying less, because I don't make it a point to apply more, but it always just looks like I've put more blush on there because of the redness, and it just still always looks like I've done too much. So then I put extra powder to tone it down, and it just becomes a whole thing. So here we go. I don't look like a crazy person with, you know, clown cheeks, but I'm just gonna pop and do that. Yes, that is nice. I like that. I really should. I feel like, because of what I'm seeing on camera, I feel like I need to just bronze my very, very pale forehead a little bit. So I'm just gonna grab my DIY contour powder in a cool gray brown. We're just gonna do a teeny tiny little bit. I'm just picking up whatever is on the cap. And just popping a little bit on here. Just very, very soft. Yep, that works. Let's give myself a jawline, which is non-existent. Menopause, man. That's what it is. Actually, I've started exercising a little bit more again, so that might help, I think, with the whole jawline thing. I'm not happy with the fact that with menopause, and it's common, one puts on weight, and I have put on some weight, and I am not happy about it. Okay, I think I can live with this. This is a good look. I would normally just throw on Everyday Red, and if you've been with me a while, you will know what Everyday Red is, which is my favorite red color lip stain. However, I used Everyday Red, and it's still, it's in my purse. I haven't got it out. So I think I'm gonna kind of go easy and just grab my Revlon Shine in 005 Fire and Ice. It's very hard to tell. Okay, Revlon Super Lustrous Shine in Fire and Ice. This is what it is. Don't know if you can see that. But it's one of those that come, you know, with that blunt cut lip bullet. And it's actually more like a lip balm than it is a lipstick. So I like that it's somewhat sheer. Because I'm not a big fan of bullet lipsticks. I mean, I wear them. I have a few of them that I really like, but if I'm going to do something bullety, I prefer that it's balmy, and ugh, what a mess. This is just an old lip brush that I keep. That's the other thing with lip bullet things is lip bullet things. You would probably find it very surprising to find out that I actually work in publishing with words, right? Because there are some times when the words they just do not want to word. I find it really hard with lip bullet things. We're just gonna go with it. To be precise. There, I said it. Okay, I am gonna go. It's been 45 minutes. I've been slow and meandering and forgetting what I'm talking about and worrying about maybe we're having an earthquake because my camera keeps wobbling for no reason, and you know, all that sort of stuff. And you can, like with this setup, I have to admit it's a little bit embarrassing because you can kind of see some of the mess that's going on down here, but it is what it is. It's real life. It's me, you know, not being perfect, which I think is everybody in the world, and I'm trying to be as authentic as I can. I just don't want my channel to be this whole perfect thing with the perfect aesthetics, because one, it's not me, and two, I'm lazy. And there are enough videos and channels out there that do have the perfect aesthetic, that do have, you know, all that kind of thing, which you know, works for other people. And if you want to see beautiful things, there are other channels out there. Here you're just gonna get me being me, and you know, it is what it is. Okay, you know what, I'm gonna do one last thing because I'm looking at my eyeballs and thinking today I feel like eyeliner. So I have to find eyeliner first. Okay, eyeliner is actually over here. I moved it. We are going to wear. Wait, okay. Oh, well, we'll use this. This is the CoverGirl Perfect Point Plus eyeliner pencil in black onyx, and it's just one of those clicky type eyeliners. I'm not even gonna bother with a brush, and I'm just gonna draw it on. I usually pick it up with a brush because I prefer the precision, and I'm doing this directly onto my eyeball. I'm reminding myself why I use a brush. You see the difference between eyeliner and no eyeliner? It's a very small, very small difference, but it's enough that I can tell there's a difference, and I kind of like it. I'm using a brush. That was just putting it directly on my eyeball was not fun. It did not work well. I mean, it did go on eventually, but I just don't feel like the process was a good one for me. Echo, you're gonna have to tell me what you think of this setup, because like me looking down in this mirror, and you know, if it looks weird, yada yada, if the audio works because the camera is a little bit further away, I really don't know. So you're gonna have to tell me what you think, and if I should continue like this or not. Okay, here we go. That is nice. I need to touch that up a little bit. It's very hard. I don't know if you've noticed this, but it's very hard to actually apply eyeliner on top of eyeshadow. I feel that it doesn't glide as well. There's the eyeshadow actually just makes it kind of catch and stick a bit. All right, I am truly well and truly done. And after lunch today, I will attempt to film my makeup basket. Now that I'm done, I'm gonna put that up there. Now that I'm done with the makeup, I will attempt to show you the giant mess that is the makeup basket that needs to go into a video, and why I really need to film it. Okay, I'm just gonna be really careful. Look at that. It is out of control. I am so far behind in filming my next makeup diaries. It's just, I don't even know how long that's been sitting there. Like how many weeks and weeks of like wearing makeup that's kind of gone into, because you know, I try to do them once every 2 or 3 weeks, but I think that is longer than that. So there you go. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you hanging out with me today. Echo, do all the things, and I will catch you all later. Bye-bye.